Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So we hope everybody is doing well out there. We have seen so much going on right now, and we've spoken about how, trillions of dollars have been made by the billionaires in this world. Almost $4 trillion just in the last year's time. Meanwhile, if you take all the average people, they've lost about the same amount of money. And, this is off of Godlike Productions, which is a forum for information, that is conspiratorial, I guess, in nature. But they do have some links, and, here you see from Reuters, losses on short positions in U.S. firms top $70 billion. And this is all about everything that went on with GameStop, which, many people have looked at as, again, Robin Hood, quote unquote, and his merry men, stealing from the rich and given to the poor.
Which, in this day and age, something like that is like a huge monumental task and of great heroism, because it really makes them a huge target.
And so, in this video, this billionaire actually breaks down crying because of the losses.
Of course he would.
Yeah, and I don't want to sow any bad feelings, but the reality of this world is that, as we've said, that the dice are loaded, the game is rigged, and people are catching on.
Yes, they sure are.
And as you see here from Zero Hedge, extremely high fear. There's an awful lot of fear out there in regards to what's going to happen, because we've talked about another big crash coming. And real estate wise, there looks to be a crash, although some experts, like we've been really watching this closely, think that now the real estate crash might be maybe 9 months away or even another whole year away. Some of them are expecting this year to kind of float. There is extremely there's extremely low volume of houses available because, there's not as many being built with everything that we've had going on. And as we had said before on the other channel, about 10% of the country plans on moving this year. People have discovered, I could work remotely. I don't have to stay in one place. Well, I might as well go somewhere I want to be. Or I might as well go somewhere it's more affordable, or I might as well go to the beach, instead of facing the traffic. So a lot of people are moving. They're moving into different markets. A lot of people also are just trying to get out of the big cities. So, you got urbanites going to become suburbanites heading out to the rural areas. And, it causes a big demand for housing. And yet, there's not a lot of new housing development that's being built. And there's certain areas where people want to just get out of because they've been taxed to death. Or perhaps they've been flooded out numerous times from storms, or perhaps, one too many wildfires. And any way you look at it, it's a really fascinating economic situation that we find ourselves in.
It really is. And what we've noticed when we work on people as well is that they're all feeling this sense of urgency to get their stuff together and get going somewhere, get to doing something. Not everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to be doing or where they're supposed to be going, but their bodies are telling them, look, there's got to be a change here.
There is. And, I don't know if we see, 30 to 40 people a week that we work on with energy work and, spiritual coaching and the like. But it's amazing how many people are feeling the exact same thing. And also there's a lot of people that really are feeling like they wish they could come together with others in kind of a utopian situation. Because people are waking up to the fact that, as we've been saying, the system is set up to basically keep it under the control of that tiny, tiny, tiny little minority. But yet they are the ones with all the power, the control. All the laws are have been put into effect to kind of benefit them. And here you see everyone is afraid ahead of the open. Reddit raiders spark nationwide physical silver shortage. And, I know perhaps it's just because I'm an older guy, right, at 55. But to me, silver and gold I can understand the value of. Owning, a good supply of food, just food itself, and seeds and things like that in these times, as we're going to get into more and more precarious times as far as the food situation goes. And we talked about, who is the largest farmland owner in the USA. It's Mr. BG, Mr. Microsoft. What does he know? Come on. And the same thing with the politicians that have all the inside information, and then they go ahead and they buy, their stock options. They can afford to. And it's set up so that the average people don't even have a chance, really.
No, that's right. And they're going to continue to make our lives more and more difficult as they tighten the squeeze financially, giving us less choices to move forward and be self-sustainable, because they want to create that sustainability so that we're always dependent on them.
There's a reason why bank rushes terrify people, because when you get down to it, if everybody went to the bank at the same time and went to withdraw their money, most people, like 90% of the people, wouldn't get anything because there's not that much physical cash there. And as we know, we're not on the gold standard. We're not on a silver standard. It's all just numbers in the ether is what it really is. And that's why for me, I've always thought the Bitcoin thing was it's even more of an illusion. It's almost an agreed upon illusion, really, because there's nothing there. It's just, okay, we're going to agree in this. And if it's completely digital, again, it just, instead of security, that gives me a feeling of the opposite. Like there's no security in that. So, and then also just the fact that, the push will be on to, why bother carrying a card when, it just takes a little bit of a pinch and there you go. Your card is on your body at all times. You can see that's why I really don't like the whole Bitcoin idea at all. That's just something that doesn't resonate with me, even slightly. I feel it's more of a method of control. Physical silver and gold have always had value. So, and they do have value in other ways that most people aren't aware of. Silver is wonderful for your health. And of course, they'll tell you you're going to turn blue if you, ingest silver. Well, Cindy should look like a Smurf, and she doesn't.
Right. It's nothing that anyone should be afraid to add into their diet, or, as far as their immune systems are concerned, it can boost the immune system really nicely.
And gold has benefits for the cognitive facilities as well. There's a reason why these things have value and have always had value. And it's not necessarily what the masses think. There's things that, again, have been kept to that just small little group that controls our reality. So in the 24 hours preceding Friday market close, SD Bullion sold nearly 10 times the number of silver ounces that we would normally sell in an entire weekend leading to Sunday market open. In a normal market, we normally can't find at least one supplier source willing to sell some ounces over the weekend if we exceed our long position, the number of ounces we predict we will sell over the weekend. However, everyone we talk to is afraid of a gap up at Sunday night market open. And this is going to get very interesting, because what people are coming to the conclusion is that, it's just not there. As we were saying, there's so many things that, hey, they're just not there. People have wondered, is there really any gold at Fort Knox at all? As you see this one, the top 8 silver shorts need 173 days of global silver mining production to cover their short positions. My guess is if these top 8 trading groups had to mine all 400 million plus ounces to deliver them with actual physical silver, it would take them 173 years. I'd like to see this.
I know, this is something else we got going on here.
The house of cards. I mean, this is the house of cards that's starting to collapse here. As you see over here, silver retail sites grind to a halt as Reddit horde moves to coins now. Yeah, we are seeing resistance to the system. We are seeing people wake up and say, okay, this has been done. These laws have been put into effect. We understand how things are kind of rigged. We understand how insiders get the insider information and, take advantage of it. So, they're trying to flood the system. They're trying to bust it. And it seems like they could be having some success here. By the way, Reddit outages reported as Wall Street bets experience a surge in web traffic, and more people are looking to get in on this. They're looking to get in on anything because, with the lockdown, it's just destroyed so many livelihoods. It's wiped out so many small and medium businesses, and it's given so much of the wealth to the likes of Musk, Bezos, and, BG.
It has. And, things are showing themselves more and more and revealing themselves more and more as far as who's really in control and what's going on.
And, when you look at like Dow 30,000 and everybody's also happy, and then you realize that more than half of people don't own any of the Dow, none. And if they do have some, the vast majority, it's in their 401ks and small bits and pieces. Whereas it's not like, the case with billionaires that will, buy and sell millions of dollars a day and make millions and millions and billions. I mean, 540 billion going to just those handful of the top guys. It's crazy, but then they want us to be thrilled. And honey, hey, the Dow is up. It's over 30,000. That's great. It would be nice if we were in on that, wouldn't it? But, who makes out? It's always been the elite.
Right, and that duality picture is getting clearer and clearer.
So we see this could take the dollar down. Alistair McLeod warns there's a real crisis in the winds. The thing that happens, though, every time you have these crises is, again, those at the very top echelon gain more. It's happened every time. We could go back to the Great Depression. We could go back to 2008. It consolidates things even more in the hands of the few, although this time it feels like people are waking up enough. And you see our buddy Dabu there saying insane, a kilo of silver shot was $940 on Friday. It's already at almost $1,200. So where will it go? I don't know. It's really interesting. But the COMEX rule, N589, something about that number, 589, which entered into force on 22nd December 2014, could be applied at any moment. Just like they put the breakers in when the stock market loses too much in one shot, they could do the same thing with the silver and just stop any trading anywhere.
Yeah, just shut off the internet. We're done.
Because, the golden rule, those with the gold make the rules.
Yes, he who has the gold makes the rules.
But the rest of the world is waking up.
They are, thank goodness.
So, guys, thank you so much for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. Anybody needs to reach us for a session, it's EEARTS at ProtonMail or evolutionaryenergyarts at gmail.com. And thanks for your patience with us getting back to you. As always, stay prepared. And as we've gotten from the guides, use the system to get out of the system. Because that's going to be ultimately a thing that takes down the system.
Yes, please do use that system for your own benefit. And God bless and namaste.
God bless and namaste.